Oh.
Oh, okay.
And we're still going. We'll put this in the beginning. It just happens every time we just start laughing.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Ike. How are you?
I am good. I am sparkly for one reason today, and we'll
You
get into
are.
that. Yes.
You look like a disco ball.
I know, right? I'm shaped like one too, unfortunately. How you
Oh
doing?
my God. I'm good. Welcome everybody to Loose Lips. Yay.
Yes. We are so excited to
Yes,
do
I'm
this
good.
show
I had a
today.
busy week. Monday night I went to Stonewall to Freak Out, which
Yes.
is Chauncey Dandridge's monthly show where he just gets some of the hottest, youngest talent here in town, and it's always just mind-blowing. The talent was great, and it was his birthday, so we went down, took him a couple cakes, and had a great time. So it was really fun. Kobe Cole, our friend Kobe Cole, was there.
Yes, Kobe. Yeah.
Yeah, he performed, and we had a lot of
Yeah, I
performers.
saw
It was
a
very
lot of.
fun.
I think Cecily was there too.
Cecily was there.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
a few other people too. So, Tim, guess what?
What?
Every Wednesday, Ripped TV Live is airing new episodes of Loose Lips.
Oh, that's fabulous. Yay.
So yes, we can look forward to every Wednesday. They drop our last episode that we just premiered, and I'm excited that we're on there.
I am too. That's fabulous. Yay. Yes. Now, what about if people have any questions that they want us to answer with our expertise?
Oh, I know. We get the best advice, don't we? Illegally. Yes, they could DM us on Facebook.com/Loose Lips the podcast, or they can send anything over to ikeavellievents@hotmail.com.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel also at Loose Lips the podcast. Yay!
Yes.
Well, just real quick.
Yes,
we are sponsored.
We sure are.
We are
sponsored by Uberlube.
Uberlube, yay!
I know. Thank you, Uber. I should put it in front of my shirt so you could see it better.
Yes, it does sparkle. It magnifies.
Beautiful glass bottles. You can get them in small, large, or travel size. Yes, if you're heading to those little brothels.
Yes, or out to Fire Island for the weekend.
Yeah, amen.
Which there's a theme coming up there too.
I know.
Which leads us into our guest.
Yeah, what a segue. Can I just start off, Tim? Because I just
right ahead.
So I am so excited to have our special guest on this evening. She has performed her very first single for the first time on Fire Island in the summer of 1979 at the age of 16. And the LGBTQ community has embraced her since.
Absolutely, we have. And throughout all the years, her singles have hit 4 different charts on Billboard Magazine. She's been on many iconic talk shows and performed on and off Broadway. And we'll chat about her new singles that were just released last year, too. Yay!
Please welcome our very special guest, superstar France Joli.
Yay!
Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
And I have to tell you, this is probably our first guest that has everything perfectly put together with the sound and the.
Well, I mean, after 40 some years, I should be a pro at this, right?
Oh,
yeah, because you're in your studio, right? Which is like soundproofed and.
That's right. That's where I write and produce my music, and I just love this room. And it, as soon as you close the door, if you stop breathing, you actually hear your heartbeat. That's how well it's insulated.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
And it's very relaxing. If I want to come and meditate, it's here that I do it. I can't hear the dog. I can't hear my husband, and I don't have any children. Hooray.
So it's kind of like a woman cave.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
You can
So
sing as loud as you want. That's
Yeah.
fab.
Oh, yeah. It's
if you
great.
don't mind, friends, we want to dive right in, and we
Yes,
want to
we got
find out
so much.
because we know where it all started, but tell everybody where your hometown, where you were born and raised.
Okay. I was born in Montreal.
Uh-huh.
And at the age of 7, we decided to move west of Montreal suburb. And it's about a half hour away from Montreal, called Dorion. Dorion. Can you
Ooh.
say that?
Ooh.
Dorion.
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 There you go. You guys are
Dorion.
pros. Oh my God.
Al
Anyway,
can only
and
say it masculine, right?
so I, at the early age of my life, early part of my life, I was in Montreal, then suburb, and I stayed there most of my my life until I was like 23 or something. So, yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Well, now
this
you're
is
back.
where
You're in Montreal now, right? You live in Montreal now?
actually no, I
Oh.
I still live suburb of Montreal.
Uh-huh.
Actually, where I was living in Dorion, I'm about 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
the
stayed in
Montreal,
that area. I
yeah,
stayed in my
that's
area.
Montreal has always been home. I love that.
Yeah, Montreal is great, and it's so metropolitan, and it's so
Uh-huh.
in, and the music is great. The fashion
Oh,
is great.
yeah.
I just love it.
Uh-huh.
But it's
I
not
love
like New York, but it's a small New York.
Yes.
I
right.
loved it when I visited, and the last time I was there, believe it or not, was 1990.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't been
Oh.
born yet.
Oh, I love it. I love your sense of humor, honey. Yeah, it's a great place to visit. And Tim, you've never been, right?
Not yet. I cannot wait. That's next on my
There's
list.
no excuses.
No.
It's
Yeah.
only a 6-hour drive.
Not
Well, I
bad.
don't have a car. That's one problem. But
Well,
the trains go there, right?
oh, trains go there, buses
Yeah.
go there, and planes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're
They
not
have
that far
airports.
away.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah, you should come and visit. It's beautiful.
Okay. Well, one question I have, because
Yes.
you're from, I'm guessing you speak French in Montreal as well.
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
I was raised in French.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Because I do not. So, France, your name, is it France or France?
It's both. I mean,
Uh-huh.
when you talk about the country, basically my name is just like the country. So you
Okay.
say France, right?
Right.
Let's
Uh-huh.
go to France. Let's go to
Right.
Paris, France, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So this is my name, but it in French it's pronounced France.
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 Oh, I like
France.
that.
So some people, some American people, try to pronounce it as it should in French, and they
Yeah.
go France, France, right?
Yes. Right.
And some
Correct.
people
France.
just couldn't care less, and they go France.
Mhm.
And then there's the halfway where they go Francis, France, France.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? My name has been butchered
Yeah.
a million times, and it's okay with me. It's okay with me.
Good. So how did singing come about? And one thing that Tim and I we have in common with you is Barbara Streisand.
Yes, yes.
Heaven.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, to answer your question, I think I started singing before I even spoke.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Right? I mean, music was early on very much part of my life,
Okay.
and my mom was teaching me songs when I was young, and I have to tell you something that, like, I think I was 2 or 3, and I would ask the visitors at home if we had, like family coming over.
Mm.
I would actually say, "Do you want me to sing you a song?" Then I would ask my mom to put me on the table,
Oh.
Oh, wow.
on the kitchen
Stage.
table, and I would be high, and then I would just perform like there was no tomorrow. I just loved it. I loved the attention, I guess, and I loved singing. And then when I got bigger, like when I got older, I used to ask again, if I can sing, and if they would say yes, I would go in a door frame.
Oh, yes.
A door frame
the
would be
proscenium.
mine. It's
Yes.
my place and nobody else can come here.
Well, you can enter. You can make
Yeah.
an
Yes,
entrance.
exactly, right? So this is but I would
That's
always look for
brilliant.
that, that door frame.
Spotlight, right?
And so, like, Ike, Tim, I was born a singer. I was born a
Uh-huh.
performer.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And you
Yes.
discovered Barbara at what age?
I started singing Barbra Streisand seriously at the age of 12.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Seriously. Like,
Yeah.
my mom and I, every night after doing the dishes, after dinner, we would go into our room. And do you remember those little portable vinyl things that you would play
The
the
record player.
Corolla?
yeah.
record
Like,
player.
you had a
Yep, open.
Yeah.
cover with
Yeah.
it looked like a little suitcase. When you
Yeah.
opened
Yeah.
it would, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And we would play Barbra Streisand's
Oh.
songs. And I started singing the old Broadway songs from Funny Girl
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and all that stuff. And I continued until, like, A Star Is Born, when she did the album with Andy Gibb.
Guilty.
Barry Gibb. I
Yeah,
apologize.
very.
Anyway, I mean, she's been an idol.
Yeah. Yeah. She basically taught me how to sing. I would imitate her and the breath control and how to hold the notes, and I learned all of that.
So you were doing that too.
Yep. She was my vocal instructor and didn't even know it.
Well, that's what I said all my life. She was my singing teacher.
Yep. Same here.
And all the breath, like you could actually hear her breathing a little bit and holding the notes. And thank God she was around and doing the because I practiced holding notes.
Same here.
From her,
And I have to tell you, France, even the heart,
Heart to Break the Heart.
break the heart, when you hold that note, that is just, and you could hear even in Come to Me. I mean, the three of the songs that were playing in my bedroom in 1979.
In your bedroom. Okay.
Yeah. Well, a closet, right?
Okay.
It was The Main Event.
Yeah.
It was Bad Girls and Come to Me.
Oh,
And those,
really?
over and over, and you could hear the hints of Barbara, like in your voice. You really
Oh
could.
my God.
Yeah.
That's a compliment because, singing her songs and I would sing along with the record, and sometimes I was so precise that my voice would mix with hers and you couldn't tell who was who. Right.
Wow.
And it's funny. I have to. Do you remember a song called "He Touched Me"?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I sing that all the time.
So-
Actually, I'm singing it in our next show. I'm going to sing that.
Yes.
I
Oh,
sing that
really?
regularly. Yeah.
Oh! I love this song.
I do too.
One of my favorite songs to audition with, and the album was so scratched from using it over and over again. I remember there were 2 scratches, and then I'd take a breath, and because she starts a cappella, right? She goes, "He touched me, blank, blank, blank," right? He put his hands in mine, and then he touched. You know what I mean? Like, And I remember the scratches helped me to start on cue, and nobody could understand why, why I could actually
Start.
Start. But it was the little 2 scratches that nobody really knew.
The scratches were your original metronome.
Exactly. Exactly. So
So now, so Come to Me, that's one of your all-time or your big hit, and you took that out and performed it on Fire Island.
Yes.
Correct. Tell us about that experience. Like, how did you get the gig, and was that one of the first times that you would perform that?
It was Yes, my first American performance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was in front of what they say 3,000. I kept on saying
Yeah.
5,000, but to me there was 5,000 gay men there.
Right, all with their shirts off on the beach.
That's right, and there
That
were
was the Pines
two
party,
lesbians.
right?
Two lesbians.
Oh, there's always those two.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and so okay, the way it happened was the Come to Me was not out yet to be bought in record stores, but it was playing in the clubs. We started promoting, right? And the Palace, was it the Palace?
The Ice Palace.
The Ice Palace.
The Ice Palace, yeah.
Was playing Come to Me. And it was already starting to be a little hit on the island. And I and then not Barbara Streisand, I apologize, but Donna Summer was supposed to perform. She ended up not performing. They were looking for somebody. My record company just went, you have to have this girl. You know, she's got Come to Me. And when they heard that I'm the one that sang Come to Me and the hit was starting, they said, absolutely, we want her. And oh my God. And that's the way it all started. When I tell this story, I tell you guys, I have goosebumps all over my body.
I do too. I'm getting
because
it was so.
The best part, France, is that you were 16 out on an island and supporting LGBTQ.
Right. And at that
time.
At that time in the 1970s.
Yeah.
We were not allowed in society.
You're a trailblazer for going out there and really supporting our community.
Well, listen, it was a great discovery for me. Like the community, how they lived there, how they all put their efforts in building stuff. And I was just amazed at seeing all these beautiful men on the island and the freedom that they had, because they, so you could see men almost naked walking around, kissing, hugging, that, where they could finally
done. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. That was not done in those days.
I know.
Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because even on Fire Island during those years, even to get out there, like a lot of times it would be guys in business suits and stuff that would be traveling on the train and then take the bus over to get onto the ferry, and then they get off of there and all the tie and everything comes off and they're having the time of their life on the weekend. And then on Sunday they get back on, put the tie back on, get back on the ferry.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Oh my God. Those days are something else, right? When you think about it, where we are, but we still have a long way to go, but we are a lot better. And but depending where you live in the States, obviously.
Right now, absolutely.
But anyway, so when I was asked, I said absolutely. I went there and it was so magical, you guys. It was. Still to this day, I've never experienced anything like it to this day.
Wow. Yeah.
First of all, the night was absolutely beautiful. It was 1:45 in the morning.
Oh,
it was a full moon. A beautiful breeze. The sky was just so beautiful, full of stars. Yeah. It was the perfect night. And I remember going on stage being so nervous, I wanted to faint. But once I got there, the roaring of thousands of people.
Right.
Wow.
They were roaring for me.
Yeah.
But I said, but they don't, inside of me, I was saying, well, they don't know me. Who am I? Like, where am I? What is happening to me? What is happening to me?
Oh, wow.
And I started, because of their energy, I just let loose. I danced. I sang. Yes. The wind and the hair and the dress was, I was like, oh my goodness, is this what it means to be a star, to be, right?
You were in their eyes a diva.
Yes.
Well, I guess. Right? But they made me feel like a diva.
Yeah, right.
And it was my first time being surrounded with the community, the gay community. And what an experience to be the first time being around a crowd like this, right?
Well, and also for those of you who've never heard of or been to the Pines Party, it's on the beach.
That's right.
On these beautiful sand beaches, and everybody's just out. Like you said, it goes on all night. You go on at like 1:45 in the morning. That would be peak time.
That's
that would
right.
Be like
it
that,
was
that would
peak
be
time.
the highlight.
It was,
the highlight of the night.
Yeah.
And again, you've got the ocean rushing onto the shore with that nice breeze, and especially in a full moon. Oh my God, what a magical moment!
Yeah. And this party was to raise funds for the fire department. But it was so beautiful because I got there, a day or two early. And I was seeing all these men working so hard to build the stage. It was all in wood. It was like, I was so amazed that they were building it just for that show.
Right. Absolutely.
It was
they do every year.
Yeah, and I remember coming out of the stage, bursting out crying because my body, I even now I'm a little choked up because I burst out crying because the emotion was too much. It was too much to handle. It was too much for this little body of 16-year-old
that would have been
not seen the world, right? It was.
Well, that would have been total sensory overload.
I'm sorry.
Overload. You're amazing. That would have been total sensory overload.
Oh yeah. And so I cried and I was laughing at the same time, and I didn't know what to feel, but I was feeling so much, right? And then the rest is history because I've gone back on the island almost every 2 years to perform, to see the people. And unfortunately, after 40 some years, in the 80s, you know what happened, right? With the HIV and AIDS, and
that was so horrifying.
It was so hard to see all these beautiful men just passing away. And do you know how many people were there at that show that are no longer with us? And so it's quite. I still don't know how to describe it today. It was the beginning of my career and joyful, and then it kind of crumbled because of this crazy virus. And so and I've been an advocate ever since.
I was just going to bring it up too. Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS. I mean, to this day, you are still supporting our community.
Oh yeah, and how can I not? Right? I mean, the community made me. The LGBTQ made me as an artist. They made me. They propelled my career, and it's because, and I will always forever be grateful for what they've done to me. And there's a bond that I have that will never disappear. It will never disappear.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
And it's something that unfortunately does not happen anymore because, I mean, with the changing of the times, when you heard your song for the first time on the radio, do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
That to me would have just been so overwhelming.
I was at Prelude Records, that was my record company, and I was hearing the song, and I was like, what is this? Is this a DJ playing it? Or they said, no, it was WKTU at the time.
Oh yes.
Right. Or Hot 96 Hot 96 was after. Anyway. And I just screamed so loud. I think I lost my voice at the time. And then I would say, listen. And then I would wait until they would say, and this is the new song from France Joli, who's only 16 years old, and they're talking about me. They're talking about me.
Oh my God.
It was, you know what? This whole thing, I see it as a fairy tale almost. Like, it's so funny. My mom says, it was not an overnight success because you worked so hard all your life and you practiced.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, it's an overnight success. I was
Yeah,
16
right.
years old. It doesn't matter how hard I worked. 16 years old.
Literally
Guys,
overnight,
come on.
your life changed.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Because see, I
It was-
love hearing that because we don't really have radio stations are not like they used to be.
No.
You know, it used to be everybody listened to the same stations. And
Yes.
to have your song play on one of those would have just been thank you
It
for
was
sharing
great.
that with me.
Yes.
'Cause I'm not going to get that chance, you know, to because that would have been just again another magical moment. in your
Yeah.
career.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I remember having KTU on and BLS, WBLS,
Yeah.
and Come to Me was playing on both channels at the same time.
Wow.
Because I mean, crazy, Gonna Get Over You, same thing.
Yeah.
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 Then I started getting recognized.
Uh-huh.
And well, I have to tell you, before all this, when I came to New York for Fire Island, they had done a promotional thing where they put my poster of the album all over New York City on buildings. Do you remember they used to do
Yes.
promotion?
Yes,
Put
yes.
Posters.
Uh-huh.
Well, the purple cover with my face on was everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm coming from the airport and I go, "Oh, Mom, look. It's me. It's my poster, right?" And then I go, "Oh, it's there too, Mom. Holy shit, Mom." It was everywhere, every corner.
What a
And
dream.
I'm sorry?
What a dream.
Are you kidding
Right?
me? It's something that you know, you can't even fathom. Like you can't even imagine how you would feel, how someone would feel it.
Right.
And I have to tell you something funny too.
Yeah.
So when I see all this, I'm on the way to the hotel because we're going to Fire Island. So hotel, you know, stay over and then leave for Fire Island. And I was so eager to to be recognized
Oh yeah. Oh.
that I stood alone without my mother and manager. I stood alone in the hotel and I posed just like my poster.
Oh,
You know, like my post, very
yes.
it's very serious and I don't know. There's a word I'm looking for, but like I'm more like
Yeah.
right, like. And I was going like this, and my mom knew exactly what I was doing.
You're going with
Started
it.
laughing, and my manager started laughing. They go, look, she's posing like the elf. And I couldn't wait to be
Did you get recognized?
No, not
Oh.
again, because you know nobody knew me really
They didn't know you yet. Yeah.
yet. But after I was
Uh-huh.
recognized, and you know every restaurant that I would go to, so oh my God,
Oh.
Fernanda, give me your autograph.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, so
nice.
yeah, it was fun. It was so surreal and so great, and
Yes.
you know
And-
to
and-
have lived.
Well, I'm living vicariously through you.
And what a career too, because right immediately after that, you recorded the album, and then you worked with some amazing musicians. You worked with the legendary Giorgio Moroder, right?
Yes.
Who's
Uh-huh.
worked with Donna Summer.
Yeah.
That was not an easy grab either. That was
No,
pretty good.
I was with Epic Records at the time.
Yeah.
I had changed labels, and they suggested that I would be, you know, produced by Giorgio Moroder, and I said, "Oh, let me think." Okay. Right?
Not a hard one.
Yeah, so it was quite the treat, and and I also worked with George Duke, who is an
Yeah.
amazing musician, jazz musician, and
Yeah.
who produced
R&B.
many artists.
Uh-huh.
So and my third album, Gonna Get Over You album,
Yeah.
is produced by Crown Heights Affair, who they were an awesome band, such
Yeah.
great writers. I mean, Gonna Get Over You to this day is one of my favorite songs
It
to
is.
perform.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
so incredible.
I just love this song. You know why? Because it's timeless.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can you hear it today,
Yeah.
and it doesn't sound out of place. It's so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, a question I have for you is, like, these songs, how they've evolved with you. Like, I'm sure when you were 16, the song meant one thing, and now, like, have they taken on a different meaning or a different evolution for you?
Come to Me, when I first recorded Come to Me, I was 16. So, the adolescent in me wanting to be a woman and wanted to be romantic and sexy and all that stuff, right? So there was this feeling of, almost pretending to be in a movie, like, come to me, like, oh. And but as I grew and performed, for me, it was more like singing to my audience. It's so funny to say, but Come to Me when you're all alone and feeling down. I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
And I love you and I need you. It's every time I sing it.
I can see you've still got the feel. You've got the feeling of the song.
Yeah, and but it's meant basically for my audience, my fans.
Wow.
And this is the way I feel when I'm on stage anyway.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I love that. I love that.
So amazing. And it's funny because I had the album back in the day, but my sister and I used to constantly listen to your music. And then now my best friend Joanne, we play her greatest hits. Every time we're driving down to Atlantic City, to Sleepy Hollow, New York, it never fails. And I have to tell you, I've been needing to get back to the gym, and this is what motivates me.
Good for you. Good for you, baby. Good for you. I should play it more often.
No, for me, yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk shows.
Okay.
I know you're just thrilled beyond imagination to be on our show.
Yes, I am. I really am. This is great. I love it. Love it.
But tell us about, like, some of the talk shows that you were on. I mean, it's oh my God.
Okay, well, my first big TV show special was with Bob Hope.
Oh my God.
The Bob Hope special. That was quite the experience. And meeting him in person and singing to, I think we were in Connecticut. He was doing this in Connecticut. And I was just in awe of I was with a legend. And, I was so lucky to be able to be part of that show. It was huge, right? And so this was one of them. Then I think I did 3 times. I did the Donna Shore show.
Oh,
wow.
Remember her, Donna Shore?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes. And then I did the Mike Douglas. I did the Merv Griffin show.
Oh, my God.
The Midnight Special.
Yes. Oh, that wasn't. I used to love the Midnight Special.
Oh, Midnight Special with Wolfman Jack.
Yes.
And I did. Yes, I did the show. Actually, I was doing a show in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel with Wolfman Jack, Peaches and Herb. And Tuxedo Junction. Do you remember Tuxedo Junction?
Oh my God.
Yes. And I was part of that show. And they had the roller skating dancers and all that disco. It was just an amazing show. Live musicians, beautiful stage. It was quite the experience. And while I was doing this, Wolfman Jack said, you have to do my show this Saturday. So they flew me in from Las Vegas to do the show and back to do the rest of the week. And I remember doing it twice, not necessarily in that same period of time, but I did. I co-hosted the show with, what's his name? Oh my God. He was on the Tonight Show.
Johnny Carson?
No, the trumpet player.
Doc Severn,
Oh.
not Doc Severn.
Yes, Doc
Yes,
Severinsen,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Severinsen.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
co-hosted with him on the midnight special, and when
Wow.
when he went that same night to do the Tonight Show, he said to Johnny Carson, he goes, "Oh, I co-hosted this show with a newcomer, France Joli, at the Come to Me," and he plugged me, right? And he said, "And when she walks on stage, she rolls on the floor. She doesn't walk; she just glides and rolls, and she's so this and that, right?" And Johnny Carson says, "Oh, so how old is she?" And Doc Severinsen says, 30 years in prison.
That is brilliant.
Brilliant.
Oh
Brilliant.
my
Brilliant. And
Wow.
so I've done all these amazing shows, and I'm trying to get I got the midnight special, but I could never get I called for the archives to get some of the shows, and it's hard to get.
God.
Even on YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
They don't nothing.
Uh,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might try YouTube. No?
I tried. I really tried to get everything,
Wow.
but
I'll make a call for you, France. I'll find
Now-
out. I'll
all
find
right. I'd love to get Good Morning America, but it's hard to get, because if they don't need it
Uh-huh.
for some special thing, they won't go in the archives, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So I'd have to.
Have a
Oh,
read.
that's
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that, much of that was before we had VCRs, where you could
That's
record
right.
it.
That's
You
right.
could tape it.
That's right.
Oh my God.
So I finally got the midnight special, which I was and the Bob Hope. I got the Bob Hope and the midnight special. Yeah.
Now,
Uh-huh.
now the Riviera, when you performed, that
Yeah.
was in Las Vegas. That Rat Pack, I think, used to perform there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Actually, I said,
wow.
when they gave me my suite for the week, he said, "This is Tony Curtis's suite."
Oh my God.
That's-
Oh my God.
And it was so beautiful.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like a little girl. Like, I'm telling
Right.
you, I was a little girl living this. Like, how can
I
Living
you?
mean,
large.
all of these legends
Oh,
around
yeah.
you. How
Yeah.
incredible. What a wonderful life experience.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
What
Oh, yeah.
about
It was-
variety shows? Did you ever do any variety shows?
No, well, I did, but I did some variety shows in Mexico.
Oh,
Uh,
fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
but-
Salvador
France,
But
Gigante.
I-
you do my show, variety show, 50 Shades of Gay.
I'm sorry?
I do a
did-
show, a variety show with Tim called 50
Yeah.
Shades of Gay.
Really?
Yeah, we take it
travel
around
around
the
the
country.
country. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So where does tell me how it works? Tell me.
So, well, it's an adult variety show. Not adult meaning little language, and it's
Oh.
a comedy. I would be the comedy portion, the comedian. Tim is the singer,
Uh-huh.
and then we have a drag queen as well. And we do a
we
very
usually get a local drag queen,
Yeah,
so they can
yeah.
help
In the
to bring the
city.
crowd in.
Right, right.
Whatever city we're playing in, we'll get a
And
local
the
drag queen.
and the setting is in a club? Is it in a
cabaret
restaurant?
theater.
It's cabaret theater.
Cabarets
Oh
and
my
theaters and
Yeah.
That is so much fun. You have to let
Yeah.
me know
Oh, I
where
will. Yeah, yeah.
and when.
Actually, I was just thinking we should do Montreal.
Oh,
We should book
I
Montreal.
will look it up.
Definitely.
I'll
the
look it
gay
up.
village here is absolutely amazing.
Uh-huh.
They would probably,
Yeah. Sweet.
open arms. They would.
Yeah.
They would love
Open
it.
arms and open legs in this community.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Now I got to work out again.
Oh, jeez.
I was going to say, grab her CD.
Yeah.
So now, just quickly, tell us about Broadway and off Broadway.
Well, another great experience. And
Mhm.
recently, actually,
Uh-huh.
it's, there was it was Disaster, and that's when I met Seth Rudetsky.
Oh,
Oh.
Seth. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did I say his name right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I sang with him playing the piano. I sang "Come to Me"
Wow.
just with a piano.
Uh,
They were actually getting some funds for, I don't remember what you said it at the beginning, Ike.
The Broadway Cares.
Cares?
Yes, the Bryce. Thank you very much. Yeah. And so what it was is that after the play, people would after the musical, they would stay in the audience and they would bet how many people want to listen to France Joli sing, and like, oh, here's 1,000, here's 2,000,
Sweet.
and then once they won, they would come on stage, sit down, and then I would go and sing the song "Come to Me."
Yes.
And so and "Come to Me" was part of the play as well, was part of the musical.
Nice.
I watched that so many times on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
One of my favorite. I mean, the reaction is so incredible, and it really is. It's such a, you know what? When you're going like this, it picks you right back up. It really does.
Yeah. You're right. Right. So yeah, it was quite the experience, and meeting Seth was just. I was so lucky to be able to be, by his side and perform. He's a musical genius.
Absolutely.
And then after, but before that, I was off Broadway doing my big fat Italian
funeral,
wedding, and then
wedding.
funeral. Yeah.
And then funeral.
Both.
Okay.
I did both. So I was
fun.
basically a guest, and I was marrying the gay couple in the play.
Yeah.
Which I took myself so seriously that the two grooms, they had water going into their eyes. He said, "You were so real. It was so real." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's real. It's two guys loving each other, just getting married."
Yeah,
So it was so much fun, such a great experience. And then at the end, I would sing "Come to Me" to the audience.
Nice.
And
it was great.
He actually, Anthony Wilkinson, because I just seen the production for the first time right here in Avenel, and Anthony runs the theater here in New Jersey.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Anthony. He's such a sweetheart.
I will definitely mention. He's going to be happy that we're interviewing you here.
Oh, yes. Well, give him a big hug and a big kiss. He's just such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And, again, to thank him I'm thanking him live right now to have given me this opportunity and a great experience to be with this. I was backstage getting ready with the crew, like with the actors. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So great.
It's
great.
such an experience, right? Seeing how it's all done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I was nervous. So nervous. I thought I was going to faint. Oh, my God. Or do I have to go to the bathroom now? Should I go to the bathroom now? And it's nerves, right?
Trust me, there's times where I have to put a leotard on right before in the beginning of the show, and once it's on, I'm like, oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh no, please.
Pretty much every show, he'll be like, we're getting ready, and he's like, oh my God, I've got to pee, and I can't get out of this outfit. But one thing with Ike is he has these outrageous outfits.
Oh, you do?
So the way the show is laid out, he'll open the show and do like 10 minutes, and then I'll come out and sing while he's backstage changing. Then he comes out in another outfit and does another segment, and then the drag queen comes out while he goes and changes again, and then he comes back. So it's just real fast moving.
Oh, I love that. I want to see it so much.
Such a fun show.
We'll get up there for sure.
We'll do that.
We'd love that. Absolutely. So tell us, France, I think you have something coming up. So tell us a little bit, any upcoming shows, performances, and I think you do have something coming up in New York. Am I mistaken?
No, you're not mistaken.
Okay.
I will be in the Bronx at Lehman College this April.
Sweet.
April 15th. It's a disco show with several artists, including Lime, Carol Douglas.
Oh, yes, I know Carol.
Yeah, Carol, and many more. I believe I keep forgetting. All the Tramps are going to be there too.
Yeah,
I mean, we always get together. Artists it's so much fun, right? To see everybody
absolutely
still on the road, So there, and I will be at the Hard Rock June 2nd, I believe.
The Hard
Rock in Atlantic City.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
That's it.
I might do a road trip with you.
Yeah.
Like,
Call me.
I would like to
Call
go
me.
to
I'll get you hooked up. Call me.
I might do the Bronx because I live in Upper Manhattan and I'm in the Bronx a lot. I do a lot of LGBT activism in the Bronx.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Oh,
so I might
Yes.
want to come, maybe even cover it. I might, if I can get like a backstage pass to maybe do some interviews backstage.
I'll think about it. Yes, I'm gonna hook you up, baby.
And then I could give you a hug in person.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
want
yes,
to
I
hug
would
you so
love
bad
that.
right
I
now.
love hugs. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Hugs,
But
hugs.
now, can you just tell us real quick about the last 2 years about Fallen and Let Me Love You?
Yes. Well, this guy has a Matt Consola. He has a Switchcraft label. That's the name of the label. And he approached us and said, do you want to do something? Do you want to, And I wasn't quite like, I wasn't too sure, and and I said, why not? What do I have to lose, right? And because I just turned 60, and
That's
I said,
fabulous.
oh, my career's kind of finished, and
No.
Oh,
no,
honey.
but my career is not finished, but
Yeah, but I know
I'm
the
not about
thinking.
to reinvent myself at 60 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
So but I still have but I was saying to myself, I still have a lot to say musically.
Yes,
Good. And I think that's a great opportunity for me to write and produce and just just do it, right? So I had some help with Giuseppe Di Cacamo, who is a good friend of mine, who's a great musician, great producer. We produced together. And so the first one was Fallen, which which I wrote for my baby, my husband. Because sometimes I fall in love all over again with him. And sometimes we're just but sometimes we just are full of love and so I wanted to express that to the world.
That's wonderful.
My husband is a big part of
and they're not up-tempo songs.
And you're not you don't have to reinvent
your
career. You're enhancing your career.
Right, exactly. And it's sometimes you just don't have the energy or don't want to spend that time to reinvent yourself because I don't know. I don't want to reinvent myself. I've invented myself already. It's like I don't want to. So I stayed in the same vein where it's
nice.
It's romantic and it's a little bit more today. The song is dance music and it's more has a flavor of today's music, but still has a flavor of the romance that I will always love doing.
Love it.
The passion. It's the passion when you're recording it, right?
Yeah. And Let Me Love You just came about where, this person doesn't, there's some there's some people in the world where they have a hard time receiving love.
Right.
Yeah.
You can give it, but you have a hard time receiving it.
Yeah.
And so Let Me Love You is that's what it meant to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I also have to mention my best friend, who I called my franager. He's my manager and best friend. His name is Daniel Valancourt, who also wrote the lyrics for Fallen and Let Me Love You.
All right.
I
know how to
Daniel.
choose them, baby. But the beautiful thing about this is that we lived 5 houses away from each other when I was in Dorion, and we used to play in the woods and play in the area, and he became my best friend, and we've never and he's the one that when he came out to me, I felt very, very I felt very privileged.
Yeah.
And very
well, that he trusted you too.
Well, chosen. You feel chosen, right?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And it's such a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
back then.
Yes,
My
it
God,
was.
in the 80s.
Mhm.
You're afraid to come out. You don't know how they're gonna
Right,
take it.
what
We're losing
reaction.
people. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I so knew he was. And
Mhm.
I would have that conversation once in a while with them, and I would say, okay, Dan, you can tell me. I'm not going to tell a soul, but you have to tell me, are you gay? you know? And then he said, no, I'm not, but I knew in my heart he was. And
Yeah.
I was just waiting for that moment where he would actually trust me
Yeah.
and, not tell a soul. And I would always say to him, I think I'm going to love you even more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yes.
this friendship is so important to me. Oh my God.
Ah.
Dan, I love you.
Well, you know what? I
Um,
want to
Well,
give a shout out to Dan too because he's been
yes,
so
Dan.
amazing
oh,
communicating with me, and
I'm
thank
so
God.
lucky.
Yeah.
I am so lucky. And
We love Dan.
Dan, my baby.
Dan the man.
Yes. And our birthday, we turned 60 this year. We're 3 weeks apart. So,
Oh, you
anyway,
celebrate.
yeah, I can talk about him all day long. But I'm very lucky that he is now my manager, where I trust him implicitly.
Mhm.
And the respect that there's so much respect between us that it's just nirvana.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. For
It's
all these
great.
years, it's right. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the love that we have for each other is so strong. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay,
All
here we
right.
go. Sorry. Thank you. I
Well,
just had that moment.
but you were
I
allowed to
love
have
it.
that moment, and we appreciate that. That's what Rich Lip
Absolutely.
is about, being
That's
real.
real talk.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's all
Yep.
about being honest and real.
Yeah.
Well, we
No
thank you
bullshit here.
so much for being on our show, but we want
Yeah.
to play a
No,
game with you,
it's not.
France.
It's not over.
No, we're
No.
going to play a game.
Oh, okay.
And that,
I love
okay.
games.
So, Tim, you explain this. You do it very well.
Okay. Well, it's called "What is France Thinking?" Is that France? Is that right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
France. Blah, blah, blah.
France.
Yeah,
France. France. Oh, ha, ha. That's like I got to get the little.
The
Well,
Joan Rivers, like,
It's perfect, honey. It's perfect. It's
What is
perfect.
France thinking?
Okay.
And basically, what we do is Ike will give you 2 words, and then you figure out which you. Okay, so he might say hot or cold.
Right.
Like, do you like the hot or do you like cold? And but you don't say it yet. We'll each write it down what we think you're saying.
Okay.
What you'd say. Okay, I'm ready.
okay. So, what would you say?
And what hot or cold?
Cold. Oh!
Me too, because
Oh,
you're in Montreal.
wow!
'Cause
I'm
you're
Okay.
in
so
Montreal.
surprised you got it. I'll tell you why. Since
Yeah.
my menopause, I can't handle the heat anymore.
There you go.
Bam.
So that's why I like the cold.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Judy or Liza?
Judy?
Judy or Liza.
Garland or Liza Minnelli? Don't say yet.
Judy
Don't say-
Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah, either Judy Garland or Liza Minnelli. Don't
Okay.
say yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Judy.
Judy.
Oh my God!
This doesn't happen where we tie like this. This is
Yeah,
usually
not usually.
Really?
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
you know that Barbara Streisand was in love with Judy Garland.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Listened to her, and she was a great inspiration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so
100%.
Judy, Barbara, and
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
Because of Barbara's
And Tim
influence,
and I.
Judy. Because of Barbara's influence, Judy's got a little edge. Little extra edge there.
Okay. Next one. Recording or live performing?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Do I have my poker face on?
Okay.
You do, and I'm not liking that.
Okay.
You're making it hard for me, friends. Go ahead.
Live.
Live.
Oh my
Oh my God.
Is it because I'm so transparent?
What? This never. He's usually winning.
This is fabulous.
Wow, I love this game.
New York City
Oh,
or Los Angeles?
oh goodness.
Okay.
New York City.
New York City.
Okay. All right. This
I
is
love
this is it. This could break it.
This
Oh.
could break it? Okay.
Haagen-Dazs
Oh.
or Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Oh. Mm.
Oh God, I think I got this one wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can change your mind if you want.
Well,
I'm playing with you.
which one?
Haagen-Dazs.
I had Ben and Jerry's.
Me too.
Oh.
I got you. I got you.
Oh my God, this was so much fun.
Oh, it's so bad. You guys were like, we were all.
Yeah. So we actually we were all the way down. Okay, so a couple of people, we have a little bit of time.
Yes.
A few people wanted to know, well, one person is a big fan, but we're going to go to the question first from Gina in New York City, who wants to know, what would be your dream duet?
Oh.
Wow. I would have to say it's funny, but he's not alive, and if he was alive, I would choose Barry.
Barry Gibb. Barry White. Oh,
Wow.
yes.
Did you
Barry
just kill
White.
off Barry Gibb, Tim?
I think I did. Yeah.
What?
You said dead. He said Barry Gibb.
Yes. Oh, wait. Yeah. He's still alive.
No, Barry White.
Barry White. Oh,
Oh,
Barry White.
wow. That
Yeah,
would be
Getting
because
off
the
your love.
soul and the sex appeal and the profoundness that he has.
Yeah.
He's so profound when he
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan.
Mhm.
The
I'm a-
talent back then versus now it's
Oh, yeah.
uh,
And also
well,
how the industry has changed and
Yes.
shifted too.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
sad.
I have to say that I love a lot of music today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Same
And
here.
I love
Same here.
some of the rap out there.
Uh-huh.
I'm very open to any kind of music, any kind of, but you know what? There's trash in everything,
Right.
This is
True.
true.
right? As long as it's well done and it's good music and it sounds great,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, well recorded, well produced. I go for that. Like I enjoy everything that's well
Yeah.
done,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And it can be well done. You're right.
except my steak.
Yeah. Medium well.
Medium
Rare.
well too.
Yeah.
I'm
Rare?
rare.
Okay.
Rare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So in
medium and medium well.
5 minutes, Tim will be foaming at the mouth. So we better hurry up.
Yeah.
Actually, I am.
Yeah.
So we have a big fan out here who has been following your career since the beginning. Tim, we know him, Nick Lyon,
Oh, Nick.
From
He's
New York City.
wonderful. He's a good
and he
friend.
wanted me to. He sent over something for me to read to you. He said he is so thrilled that we have the goddess of dance on Loose Lips. Her song "Come to Me" was the soundtrack to most of my life. Whenever I went to a club where the DJs knew me, they would instantly play "Come to Me" on the dance floor. I would also have my DJs at my own club, Icon, play it every week. He said, France continues carrying the torch since Donna Summer passed. Please bring back that beautiful dance music the world needs now more than ever.
Yes.
Much love and big hugs and thank yous for years of great music.
Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that's our Nick.
Yeah.
That's
That
Nick.
is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
So
Thank
people
you.
out there, we love
I-
that you are making new music. We
Yeah.
really do.
And again,
Well, thank you.
And thank you for, I don't know if you realize how you touched people's lives, you
Mhm.
know, through your music.
I do know,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know that I know at what extent. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Exactly.
it's-
Exactly.
It's
But
big.
that's what singers should be doing, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Writers, producers, singers.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
If you're part of the industry, that's, for me anyway, it was always my goal to touch people and to have meaning in their life, put
Yeah.
meaning.
Mhm.
No, that's not what I wanted to say. I when I listen to a song that reaches me
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and talks about my own life, maybe,
Right.
or the
Mhm.
music gets me,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do
Yeah.
to people. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe I
And
didn't
you're
express myself correctly, but
I
you're
understood
successful
100%.
with what you've done, and you've changed a lot of people's lives through your music.
Absolutely.
I have to tell you guys, I've received some letters that I kept through the years, where this guy was in prison, and he wrote to
Mhm.
me saying that he wanted to commit suicide, and he listened to my song and it saved him. And
Wow.
Gonna Get Over You, this woman in Atlantic City came, rushed to me. Do you have time? I'm sorry, I don't want to take too much time.
Yes. Oh
Oh,
my
Oh, yeah,
God.
sure.
she after my show, I was having a bite, and she rushed to me and said, "I have to tell you something." I said, "What is it, honey?" And she says, "I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'm free of cancer because of you." And I said,
Oh,
"Oh my goodness." She goes, "Yes, I sang gonna get over you to my cancer."
Ah,
I mean, you
that's
just
yeah.
don't know how deep
mhm.
Yeah.
you can touch someone.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
have
every song, like you said, "Come to Me" didn't have the same meaning it did when you first sang it to now for your
yeah,
fans, and
Mhm.
that song alone, it had a different meaning to somebody else.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm,
during COVID,
mm,
it had a whole new meaning for
yeah,
me. Come to me
yeah,
Mhm.
when you're all alone and feeling
Yeah.
down.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it can be interpreted so many ways.
it's
Uh-huh.
timeless. It's
Absolutely.
timeless.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say this, France.
Oh no,
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
it's over.
This is breaking book. This is the heart to break the heart.
Yeah.
I can't. We thank you so much for
So
taking the
very
time out of
much.
your busy schedule, the icon that you are, to come on
Oh,
Loose
thank
Lips,
you.
Mhm.
and
Hey,
we are
anytime.
very, very thankful.
Well, I'm thankful that you invited me. I want to come back. I had the time of my life. It was so much fun. You
Oh,
guys
Oh,
are great at what you do. Continue success. I
thank you.
want to get to know, I want to get to see the show. We'll talk.
Yes, we'll talk.
absolutely.
We'll talk.
We'll
Absolutely.
talk.
And I hope you come to Montreal. Please give me a ring when you do, and
I
we'll
sure
go and
will.
have dinner.
And everybody could find you on social media, right?
Oh,
They,
absolutely.
yep,
Absolutely.
perfect.
Facebook,
Yep,
Instagram, all of the above.
perfect.
Mhm.
We'll put
And
everything on it at the end of the show too. So
thank you.
this is the part where we wave goodbye.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
France. Love
Bye.
you.
We
mwah.
love you.
Bye. I love you too, guys. Thank you so much.